Bravener has been a professional entertainer for almost 20 years. Starting out as an Elvis Presley tribute artist, Mike worked with Elvis's Hall of Fame drummer DJ Fontana before moving into original rockabilly and 50s style rock music. His focus for the last several years has been on traditional New Brunswick folk music. Mike released his first folk album, Depends Upon the Pay, in 2020 to critical acclaim, including a nomination for Canadian Folk Music Awards Best Traditional Singer. These historic songs go back generations and are a glimpse into a rarely seen or heard New Brunswick history. See how all this is recorded on this episode of Into the Studio.
First to this country, a stranger I came. I set my affection on a dame. Her hair was black and her eye was green. She said, oh, I'll do anything right, Tora, natty, oh, Tora, Nora.
My name is Mike Bravener, and I have two jobs, basically. One is an entertainer, and then I work part-time at University of New Brunswick here in Fredericton. When I was little, I would watch TV shows, Ed Sullivan. Elvis was a big hero of mine, so, watching Elvis movies, listening to Elvis records. I was a little guy, maybe 5 years old in Walkerton, Ontario, and my Aunt Mary and her husband, Uncle Bill, they were doing like a little house party at a motel, and my Aunt Mary got up there and she sang, $25 bid and not a $30 30, will you give me 30, make a 30 bid on a $30, will you give me 30, who'll bid a $30 bid? And I heard that and I was like, that's amazing. How did she do that? I grew up around music and entertainment, and I just thought this is the greatest thing that anyone could do. We only have a small number of notes and a small number of chords, and yet we have this infinite library of music that's been happening ever since the beginning of time, and worked in churches until I was about 40 years of age, and finally came to the reality that entertainment is the best way that I can connect with people, give them hope, give them some joy. I could do that way better using a guitar, making balloon animals, singing, dressing up. I think I had a more profound impact on people doing that than I ever did standing behind a pulpit, I think.
My name is Jason Flores, and I play the upright and electric bass. When people listen to this music, I hope that they connect with the story. Folk music the story is right there in the lyrics. The nice thing about storytelling, there's a beginning, there's a middle, and an end. So a good song also has the aspects of a good story where you have the beginning, the introduction of characters, and then you have the development of characters, maybe some conflict, and then a resolution.
I got a message from the folks at King's Landing saying they were looking for a musician. So they assigned me a character. We all portrayed real-life New Brunswick people. And the person that they gave me was a guy from Holtville, New Brunswick, born in 1853, whose name was Abraham Moon. And Abraham had written a song about this mythical creature called the Dungarvan Hooper, but he also added the melody to New Brunswick's most famous, iconic folk song called Peter Emberley. I mean, the song is so profound, Bob Dylan lifted part of a verse from that and wrote his own song from the song Peter Emberley. So I thought, well, I better get to learn those songs pretty quick, because if I'm Abe Moon walking around, Abe Moon would be singing his songs, I would think. So I went on the internet and I discovered these gems of songs that tell the stories of the people of New Brunswick, stories of some of our heroes, our heroines, stories of tragedy, and these songs capture that, and that's what drew me into it.
I'm Pat Flanagan. I do a lot of volunteer stuff. One of the things is with Mike here on this project. To work with him, I know that he's bought into this. He believes in it. He digs into it. I mean, I went to Boys Town with Mike, and Mike would love to haul me around to all the cemeteries in New Brunswick. He meets the living relatives, and he gets the stories, and he gets underneath the song. I think that's really important.
Cool.
That was my favorite.
I might like the back half of the
Right.
previous one,
Okay.
but this one overall was felt really fun.
Yeah.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we listen?
Sure.
Okay. I had more fun singing that one that time. That was the fun.
You are listening up, yeah.
Trying to sound like something, you know.
Okay, keep it PG there.
Second one first. Last one first.
Last one first.
Okay.
Please.
My creative process is when I want to learn, say, a New Brunswick folk song, I will find the lyrics, I'll listen to the original recording, and then I study the words so that I get the picture of the story that is being told in that. I become the character in the song. I guess that's the simple answer. I hope people get hope out of these recordings. We've been around for, you know, how many thousands of years as a species, a mammal, and yet when you hear these songs that are 200 and 300 and 400 years old, we realize, you know, we're just the same. We all laugh, we all cry, we live, we die, we experience tragedy, we experience success, we experience all of these things. I think it keeps us grounded. Other than the provincial archives, you cannot find a volume of all of these songs in one collection. So for me, I said, we got to make this easier. And so let's record albums, and it's all these songs all in one spot. So we make it new, we make it fresh, and someone goes, oh, I can see why Bob Dylan liked that song.
What I really like about what Mike does and how he approaches it, he works to make singing for and about everybody, but certainly for everybody, and that is one of the things that really attracts me to working with him. He's the door is wide open. Everybody belongs. You don't audition for this. You sing. Everybody sings, and I think that's great. That's a lovely piece of him.
So, this is the trickiest part of all. It's on the downbeat of the last tour is the only time the tempo changes.
Right.
Yeah, so his nor I is still the way he would sing it. Nor I.
Correct. But the nor I comes in a little bit late.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, that's the trick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back up one more time. So we're going to hear the normal one 2 times, and
Right.
then we're into the ending.
Okay.
Here we go.
Right, Tora, Nadio, Tora, Nora, Nora, right, Tora. Right, Tora, Nadio, Tora, Nora, Nora, right, Tora. Right, Tora, Nadio, Tora, Nora, Nora.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
So you're saying you want to try some hootin' and
Well,
hollering?
I think I want some, you know, like, woo, yeah, you know, that I want to see if it fits, if it works. I'm kind of picturing the feeling I want to get is a bunch of people around the bar and they're singing along. We'll play the song and we'll keep your microphones on and just keep it really loose.
You want to do the whole track?
Sure.
Okay. Well, here it comes.
Okay.
You know, when I was growing up here in Fredericton, there were a few bands, and if you were in one of those bands, it was great, and if you weren't, then it's people played alone in their basement. Nowadays, I'm just overwhelmed by the number of people who play music and make music. And not only that, but they can record it. They can record it in their own basement. I think that it's great that you have more people recording these days and a tremendously wide variety of music. That's really fun. I mean, the more the merrier. Bring it on.
It's still important to share ideas with people, I think. More important than trying to sell a song or something. It's more important to share ideas with other artists that can be inspired by that idea to make more art. And the easiest way to do that is to record it.
I love recording it. I just love it. I could have a cot in a back room, and you say we're done for the day. Okay, I'll be up, breakfast at 9 and ready to go by 9:30. Let's go. There's something immortal in recording that I just love. It preserves history. Depends upon the pay. From the very first album, you can't find it anywhere other than that was sung to me by an old guy who learned it from an old truck driver. If you type Depends Upon the Pay, Google today, what comes up is our album. But as far as that song and that story goes about Caledonia Mountain, the only place you're going to find it is the album that we recorded. And I'm so thankful for that. Because imagine if that old truck driver, old guy that sang it to me, imagine if he had died and never sung it to me. That song would be gone, erased. No one would ever know it that I'm aware of. So I think that's why it's so important.
I see your horse is good and keen, but look, he's stuck on my machine. Right or nor, right or a natty o tora nora nora hey. Oh, it's now kind people don't accuse me wrong.